Hello everyone! In this ASMR session we're playing Timberborn. It's an intriguing base builder where you control a tribe of beavers. Hopefully, under my guidance, they will survive and thrive. So without further ado, let's start the game. And here we are, starting our colony, our playthrough. So let's have a look around first. Now for this playthrough, I've selected the terraces map, which is quite interesting. So we're on top of the mountain, and there are other plateaus here and there. And there's a big river going around, but we have also our own personal river just there, just very close to our starting point. So yeah, that's rather convenient. Small river with a waterfall. So yeah, let's see if we can survive, and for how long we can survive. So now, what we're going to do? Well, since we're beavers, I think the first thing we have to do is to cut down some trees. So like any other base builder, you start with the basics. In this case, the basics are food on one side. So we have a nice patch of blueberries, so we can put down the gatherer flag, so we can employ a gatherer. And the other one is the lumberjack. So now we will have a lumberjack cutting down trees, and a gatherer that will, in this case, gather blueberries. Now each building, so the characteristic, or one of the characteristics of this game, is that each building has to be connected to the main building, so the a sort of a town hall building. So you have to build roads as well, and yeah, each town hall has got a range, so at some point you can't really expand for all the map. Basically you have to build different districts, so you can't have one big district that spans the whole map. You have to build different towns, districts. That's how the game calls them. Now I have marked the area the lumberjack has to cut down, so the trees that the lumberjack has to cut down. Later on, I will have the possibility to put down a forester, so that the trees will be planted back. The trees in general grow back on their own, but with a forester the process is much quicker, of course. As you can imagine, we need loads of wood. Now, what I'm doing now is to create a warehouse and a pile, because the trees, the logs that have been produced by the lumberjack needs to be put somewhere, because each building has got its own very small warehouse, so you need a much bigger area or building to gather the resources that then can be used for any other thing. Now, the other basic element for the survival of the tribe is the water. So we have to pump water out of of the river, no more no less. So put down some palms, and then as you can imagine we need a place where to store the water. The palms themselves have a small warehouse as mentioned, but we need a tank. So now, for now, we can only have small tanks. Later we will be able to unlock a bigger tank. Many things are already unlocked. In the beginning, of course, some basics are already unlocked, but then much more complex buildings and things needs to be unlocked, and they are unlocked even by spending science tokens or science points. So later I have to create a science building that will produce science points. Okay, for now we have some basics done. Still our beavers slowly doing what I'm requesting, and the production itself for the moment, production of logs, is very slow. So in this moment we have 3 unemployed beavers. So that's also one element. So you want all your beavers to be employed, doing something. And the beavers, so another element is that the beavers, of course, they're born, and for a while they're still babies, so they can't do anything. Then they grow up, so they can be employed, but they also die. So there's also this cycle that needs to be considered and kind of managed. You want to have babies, but also you want to have also some unemployed that will take the job of whoever has died. Well, we're still at the beginning of the game, so there's not a problem of people dying so soon. Now, to have a bit more resources available, I put down 2 more flags, so we have 1 extra gatherer and 1 extra lumberjack. So I don't want to clog or give anyway too many tasks all at once to our beavers, because at some point they will do a bit here, a bit there, and nothing will be completed. But of course I can change the priorities. So now, we have now the 2 gatherers and 2 lumberjacks. So we're now producing a bit more food and a bit more logs. So now we can build. So there's already 1 water pump ready. They're preparing the 2nd, and hopefully soon they will build the tanks, the water tanks. And in fact, I hope actually that happens very soon, because some beavers are already thirsty. And I'm getting negative. So one important element, of course, to consider in this game is the well-being of the beavers. They require the basics, of course, food, different types of food, water, but also entertainment. So later on I will have to add entertainment and also some basic elements like healthcare, basically, and some they need shrines and temples to pray their gods. And yeah, and housing as well. So I put down 4 houses, and they're a bit behind building them. Yeah, because the production of logs is very stretched in this moment. They cut down 1 log and it's already used immediately. But they will get there as long as I don't keep adding more and more tasks. So I think now, or for now, I will let them complete all the tasks that they have. Yeah, otherwise it becomes a bit confusing. Yeah, the warehouse is ready, so now we're already seeing the beavers moving the berries from the gather position to the warehouse. That's very good, very good. Now, it all seems so simple in a sense, but there's one element that can be rather disruptive in this game, and it's the drought. So every now and then you will get a drought. There will be an alert that will warn you 3 days in advance that a drought is coming. And you have to be prepared for that moment, because drought means literally the river will stop flowing for a number of days. In the beginning will be only 3 days, maybe 4. In the other playthrough that I did, at some point you get 6, 8, 9 days of drought, and those can be rather tough. The whole tribe can, they die. People after a few days that they go without food and or water, they die. They resist a little bit and then they're gone. So that's the big one. So in the end, whatever you do, you have to be prepared for the drought and have enough reserves of water and food. Because as we see, only the terrain near a river is actually fertile. It's green, so it means we can grow stuff, trees, plants, carrots. As I actually put down a big field of carrots. And the further you are from the river, the terrain is dry. You can't cultivate anything on it. Of course, beavers being beavers have the possibility later on to shape the landscape, and you can build canals and possibly move water in other areas. But that's a bit more advanced. For now we're only, we're still taking care of the basics. And what I'm trying to do is to put a rooftop there for entertainment. But I've just realized that I need the stairs. And the stairs are locked. I need to accumulate science points to unlock the stairs. So that was a bad idea. A bad idea for now. Another interesting element is that some buildings, like the warehouse or the houses, are marked as solid, meaning that you can build on top of them. So there's also this vertical element in the game where you can build this sort of you can build on top of things, especially in scenarios and in situations where there's not much space. Also, considering that a district there's a range, as I mentioned in the beginning. There's a maximum range where the district can reach, and therefore the beavers living in that district can go and complete their tasks and go to work. So you don't want to expand, or rather you want to expand horizontally but also vertically. So, but we will see to that. For now, we're still waiting for the farm to be built and gather some water. We're still just living with the water being pumped and consumed immediately, right there and then, instead of accumulating it in the water tanks. That becomes quite important during a drought. You want to have quite a reserve of water, just in case. Okay, so far so good. So our tribe has already 11 members and 10 adults, 1 kid, 2 unemployed, and quite conveniently the unemployed will be soon employed as farmers as soon as the farm is built. Now, one rather convenient element in the game is that all the beavers can do any kind of job. So there is no real... it's not that you train a beaver or a group of beavers to do one specific job and they can't do anything else. Anyone can do everything, basically, based on the needs of the community. This is quite good, actually, because later on, when some beavers start dying for one reason or the other, you do want to move around beavers from one job to the other, giving of course priority to the essential ones, like the water pumps, or the lumberjack, or the gatherers, the farmers. So that's the fact that all the beavers can do any kind of job becomes rather important much later, especially as actually happened in a different playthrough. The drought goes very badly and loads of beavers die of hunger or thirst. So you want to have the possibility to move around the workforce, let's call it, as you need. Anyway, for now we're all fine, and our 2 newly employed beavers are actually planting the carrots. So now I put down also the warehouse that will receive the carrots. And actually, all the blueberries have been gathered. So you have quite a stock now of blueberries, but they're all finished. So later when I unlock the forester, I will be able to plant the blueberries back, so the cycle will be quicker. Now we just have to wait the normal longer cycle. Now, yeah, I think now we're in the moment when we really need some science points so that we can unlock, for example, the forester, so we can grow trees and the berries a bit more quickly. So yeah, let's add a couple of more houses. I still haven't understood if the number of beavers increases when there are beds available, or they will just increase and then you have to make some beds available. So I'm not sure which one comes first, because you have the indication of how many beavers have a shelter, how many do not, and how many beds are available. So I'm not sure which one comes first. So if you have 10 more beds available, of course the population will increase, but will increase anyway, even if you haven't got beds available. It seems that the beds available drives the number of beavers in a community, but I'm not entirely sure, not 100%. Anyway, whatever it is, in the beginning you do need beavers. You want to increase the population. Of course, you don't want to have a sort of you don't want to overcrowd the tribe, because as you can imagine, there's you might have too many beavers all of a sudden and you don't produce enough food and or water. But for now we do need some more. Now I want to provide some entertainment. Let's call it entertainment. So I will put down a campfire for the beavers so they can gather around the campfire and tell stories, talk about the day, how the day went, and they will be happy. For now the happiness level is 3, or the total score is 3. But of course it's better to increase it as much as I can. Later there will be more buildings available when I unlock them, so there will be really much bigger buildings and complex buildings that can provide a higher level of entertainment. But as a start, the campfire, and hopefully soon the roof terrace will be just fine. Will be just fine. Yeah, so far so good. So I'm just wondering now when the first drought will drop. Anyway, I think we're kind of prepared. We have some water. We're not that many, only 13 beavers, so we should be alright. We should be alright. And yeah, one of the things that I will need later is actually power. Some buildings will require power to work. So I have to produce power somehow, either through a windmill or a watermill or the classic wheel, hamster wheel. Well, the beavers will just run and produce electricity, or movement anyway, power for whatever building requires it. And so we have some beavers gather around the campfire talking about the day, how it went. It's a very nice and interesting concept of controlling beavers and with their own characteristics. Okay, we still haven't got the first harvest for the carrots. I think the carrots are the plant that grows quicker than others. I think it's only 4 days. We might be close. I kind of lost now track of how many days have passed. I think we might have 1 or 2 more, so we can have our first harvest. We have 3 babies, waiting to become adults and be employed. Well, currently actually we haven't got any new openings, so we have 11 jobs and they are all filled, so we have full employment. Well, easy to achieve at the start, very easy to achieve. Now let's put down a teeth grindstone, which is something that the beavers need. Every now and then they will go there and grind their teeth, because things happen, so they will require that. And now we have our first harvest. Some carrots are coming. Very good, very good. They're appearing in the field, magically appearing in the field. Now, one interesting thing that I noticed is that I think the food has got priorities. So I think the carrots are consumed before the berries. So if there are carrots available, they are eaten first, and then they move on to berries. I think there's sort of an internal priority for the beavers, or preference. So the carrots are on top, and then the others. Now I was able to unlock the forester. Finally. So I put down the forester, they're building it, and I can give up priorities to what is required to plant, but I also have to tell him where to plant. So I have to mark the area that needs to be tended. So let's mark a very big area. And quite frankly, we do need trees. Our lumberjacks have been working quite hard, and they have cut down basically all the trees that we had at the start. So we really need our forester to do his job. The thing is, aside from planting a tree, then we just need to, we have to wait for the tree to come, to grow. So that will require a bit of time. Hopefully that'll be fine. but we do have some logs in our pile. Hopefully there will be enough for what we need. Ooh, we reached level 6 or 6 points of well-being. And I believe the carrots played a part in reaching a total of 6. Okay. Oh, and now we have the red alert. Red alert. The drought is coming. So now we have 3 more days to kind of prepare for the drought. Now I think we're already in a good position. Now what probably is really needed as essential for the drought is to build a dam. So the dam will, if I put it there, should be alright, because it will stop a bit the water. It won't block the water, but it will stop it just a little bit. So that means that we will probably still have some water even though we are in a drought, because we have enough water that will stay there for a bit longer. So whilst all the water in the region will disappear as soon as the drought starts, probably the water that for the moment is giving life to us will stay there for a bit longer. So I'm expecting the first drought to last only 3 days, so we might be able to still have water for the majority of those 3 days. Anyway, let's see. Now we still have 2.2 days to build the dam. Now it's the only building. Well, no, also the forester. Well, I gave priority anyway to the dam. So hopefully that will be built within the next 2 days. I really hope so. Otherwise we will be probably in a pickle. So I'm thinking maybe we haven't got enough water to resist probably 3 days without, if the river is completely dry. One thing that is not clear, at least not for me, maybe I didn't look for it enough in the game, but it's not clear the consumption, so how much water each beaver requires to survive. So 1 is done, okay, good. So for example, now we have 80 units of water, but it's not really clear how long they might last, because it's I can't tell how many units a single beaver consumes. So that's a bit annoying. Maybe I can find it. I don't know if it's an information available for the player, or something you have to just kind of at some point have a rough idea, but it's never clear. Anyway, so now the last day and a half, 1.3, the second, it's almost there. We only need 4 more logs, and we do have them, so It's just a matter of the beavers to bring the logs to the dam. But they don't work during the night, of course. They have to relax. They go to sleep. They tell stories around the campfire. So yeah, I can't pretend to ask them to work during the night. Yeah, I could put extra houses on top of the current ones. But I need the stairs, of course. And we're almost there, so yeah, I see a beaver bringing 2 more logs. Very good. And I see another one bringing the last 2. So everything is ready. And yeah, alright. So we're less than 1 day from the drought, and the dam is in place. Now it's not really evident that it's doing anything, but probably it will become apparent during the drought. So let's add 1 more water pump just in case, and let's wait for the drought. And now the drought has started, so the river quite quickly is drying up, and wherever the river disappears, also the green land disappears. But in our small enclave, the water is still present, yeah. So the dam is doing its job. So basically it's like there is no drought for us. That's very good. And as I imagined, the drought is only for 3 days. Alright, that's very good. I think we can close the video here. We're experiencing our first drought, and it seems it's going well. We were prepared. I hope you've enjoyed, and that this ASMR session was useful for you. So if you liked the video, please like, subscribe, or leave a comment. And I hope I can see you again for another session with Timberborn or any of the other games that I play. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.